Welcome back, students. In today's session, you will be learning how to simulate a queue using a list. So now let us define what a queue is. So queue is a linear data structure wherein I can able to add elements at one end and I can able to delete the elements at the other end. The structure of a queue resembles like this. That is, whenever we try to add something, it is going to get added at the end of the queue. Whereas whenever I am trying to delete something, an element from the queue, it is going to happen at the front end. So you do have two ends, namely front as well as rear. Additions are happening at the rear end, whereas deletions are happening at the front end. And here, this queue data structure follows a principle called as FIFO, which means first in, first out. So now let us discuss the operations that can be performed on a queue. The four operations that can be performed on a queue are: one is NQ, that is inserting an element at the queue or in the queue, which is happening at the rear end. I am trying to insert an element at the rear end. Whereas if I want to delete something, now I'll be using a function called as DQ, which means I am trying to remove the element which is present in the front. So you do have two more functions, namely peek and display. The peek is a function which is going to tell us what is the element which is present at the first position, and display is going to display all the contents which are present in the queue. Now let us discuss NQ operation, that is adding elements into the queue. See here, the NQ function is being called 5 times. So how it is called 5 times? Now I have used a loop, a range of 5, which means this particular function is going to get executed 5 times. When it is called for the first time, it goes there. Queue is a empty list which does not have any elements there. You are trying to get an item, you are trying to append the item on the queue. That is, when I am trying to add the first element, my front position as well as the rear position will be 0. When I am executing or when I am calling NQ function for the second time, I am trying to add one more element to the queue. Now my front position remains the same, whereas my rear position is incremented to 1. That is, we are trying to compute the length of the queue. Now the current number of elements in the queue is 2. So a rear will be 1. That is a len of queue minus 1. When I'm trying to add the third element, again a rear will be pointing towards the second location, since I'm starting from the index value 0. When I'm trying to add the fourth element, a rear will be pointing towards the third element. When I'm adding the fifth element, a rear will be pointing towards the fourth element respectively. Now let us run this particular program. We will be giving the input as 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 respectively. See here, front index or front point towards the number called as 10, whereas a rear point towards the number called 50. And I am trying to print the entire queue. Again, I repeat, front position is the value present in the front position is 10. The value present at the rear position is 50. The value of front equal to 0 here. The value of a rear is equal to 4. Now let us discuss the DQ operation, namely removing the element from the queue. As we have seen in the previous example, we have inserted 5 elements, and the 5 elements are 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. The queue has these following elements. So the DQ operation means you are trying to remove the element. As I said earlier, when we want to remove an element, it should happen at the front end. Whereas when I want to add something, it will be happening at the rear end. Here, I am calling the function that is namely x is equal to dq of q. I am giving the q elements as a parameter in the function called as dq. We are trying to check whether the queue is empty. Here the queue contains 5 elements and hence the return statement, namely underflow queue is not empty, will not be executed. It comes to the else part, item equal to q dot pop of 0. The element which is present at the 0th location is 10. We are trying to remove the element 10. Now item is going to hold 10. After removing an element from the queue, when I try to check the length of the queue, the length of the queue will not be 5 now. The length of the queue will be 4. I am trying to return the particular element. Moreover, I just want to print how many more elements are there after the deletion, and hence I have printed the queue after deleting this particular element. On running this code for the first time, I am getting an output like this, that is the deleted element from the queue is 10. After deleting the elements, I do have only 4 more elements. Currently, front is pointing towards the number called as 20, whereas a rear is pointing towards the number called as 50. When I try to call the delete function or the dq function another time, when I'm trying to call the delete function for the second time, now you can see that the second element, namely 20, is being removed and you have only 3 more elements in the queue. Here now front point towards 30, whereas a rear is pointing the element 50. So after 5 calls of dq, it will throw, when I am trying to call the dq function for the 6th time, the statement namely underflow q is empty will be visible. Why? Because we have 5 elements. Now we had deleted 2 elements. If I call 3 more times, I would have deleted all the elements from the queue. If I am calling for the 6th time, it means that I am trying to delete an element wherein the queue itself is empty. Now we are going to see one more function named peek. As I said earlier, peek is a function which will return the element which is present at the front. Right? The queue had these following elements, namely 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. I am passing the queue as a parameter in the function called as peek. All right. The definition of peek goes this way. I am trying to check whether queue is empty. No, the queue is not empty. It is having 5 elements. The queue is not having any element. I will be having a statement called as underflow queue is empty. Since the queue is having 5 elements, I am moving on to the else part. Normally the front position will be 0. I am trying to return queue of front. Here front value is 0. I am trying to return the element which is present at the front. Queue of front, which is queue of 0. 0, the element is 10 and 10 is being returned in X. I am trying to print the element present in X, namely that is 10. On executing this particular code, I'll be getting the output as the element present at the front is 10. Now let us discuss display queue function, which is printing all the elements which are present in the queue. As of now, I am having 5 elements in the queue, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. I am passing the queue as a parameter in the function called as display queue. Now the code goes this way. It is trying for checking whether the queue is empty. If queue is empty now, it is going to return this particular statement called as queue is empty. Here I am having 5 elements. Hence the if statement is not getting executed. My length of the queue is 5. Since it is not 1, it is going to the else part. Now the initial location for front is 0 and I'm going to traverse till a rear, that is len of q minus 1. The number of elements present in the queue is 5. A rear value is length of the queue minus 1, which is 4. So I am printing the statement queue front means the element which is present at the front, which is 10, and it will print 10 as the front element. Then since I have printed the front element, I will be moving from the first location 1 comma rear. It means it will try to print the values from 1 to 3. A rear value is 4. It will be printing 1 to 3. That is rear minus 1. It means the values which will be printed are 20, 30, and 40. Then rear is 4. The value of rear is 4. They are trying to print Q of rear and it will be printing the element as 50. On executing this particular code, we can see that 10 front points towards the first element, namely 10, and a rear points towards the last element called as 50. So we will be having a doubt on what statement, on how will I get something as front comma rear when there is only one element in the queue. If I am running this program now, you can see that the queue has only one element. So front and rear points to the same location. On the contrary, if I try to pass a empty queue and I try to print the same, it will be displaying the message called as queue is empty. And I hope all the 4 operations, namely enqueue, dequeue, peek, and display has been explained. Last topic for the session is application of queue. So print queue is one example where queue is being applied. So when you are having one single printer and you are having more than one machine which is getting connected to the printer, it prints based on first come first serve basis. Similarly, running multiple applications in one CPU, that is job scheduling, also follows the same data structure, namely queue. I hope the topic is clear and thank you for the session.